Hi, this is Rachel Richardson. Welcome to my channel. It's been a couple days since I did a video, and I was just thinking, I was walking around my house and feeding the birds and things, and stepping very carefully because it's quite icy in my, well, it's just icy out there. It's icy out there right now. And I was thinking about how in the winter time, we are sort of given permission and sometimes even given no choice but to slow down. And that's even when we feel like we should be doing things. Certainly there's something I could be doing to move the ball down the field, whatever that is for you. Say hi to Kalamata. So I wanted to just let us have a moment to slow down and give ourselves that permission. And I wanted to talk about the work that goes along with regulating our nervous system. Disclaimer, just want to say it out loud. I should probably say it in every video. I am not a licensed therapist. Every bit of anything I say on these videos, it has come to me through personal experience, lived experience, healing myself, healing my community, doing work in social service, doing work in community organizing, just like everything I've learned from my travels is what I'm bringing to these videos. Anyway, I've learned in the last 9 or 10 months that I had been living prior to these past months, I had been living in like an elevated state of dysregulation, just nervous system hijack. I was always under just sort of like an inhumane amount of anxiety. Now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, oh my God, that was so bad. Emotional anxiety, physical anxiety, relational anxiety, all these different ways that I was just on high alert all the time. So it's been very weird for the past 3/4 of a year or so to settle into a life that is not about being on high alert all the time. That is very much about being at peace most of the time, like all the time. If I want, why not? And you would think that would be easier than it has been. So while I realize that the weather and the time of year and everything is asking me to slow down, I am looking at it now, instead of a thing to cause me more stress, I'm looking at it as a gift to really, really drive home that a regulated, quiet, calm, peaceful nervous system is a great place to start from to do whatever it is that we need to do. So I don't know that there's much of a meditation attached to that, except for that we can just sit together quietly. There isn't really a lot of instruction to be given. It's just, let's just take a few minutes together. This will be a shorter video. It won't be as wordy once we get quiet, because don't we all deserve some quiet? And won't that get us ready for whatever's next? So like I say, a person who, everybody should meditate for at least a half an hour every day. And the people who think that they're too busy to meditate for half an hour every day should meditate for an hour every day. So let's get in our few minutes here. We're sitting underneath a Mana Rubin. She was my aunt, my mom's sister. Sometimes we sit under a Judy Dillaway. And I'm also wearing, I got to shout out the local artists. There's local artists everywhere around me right now. It's wearing a street spun hat, living here in Toledo, Ohio, on my Toledo, Ohio quilt made by Punk Monkey of Glass City Rollers fame, and those are my cats. Okay, here we go. I'm having a hard time getting quiet. Ironic, right? All right, so let's just close our eyes. Feel your feet on the floor, unless you're on the move, which is okay. But if you're sitting still, feel your feet on the floor. If you have on shoes, maybe slip them off. Give yourself less substance between your feet and the earth. And if you want to take that moment to feel the roots of your tree plunge down from your bottom of your feet down into the earth, down through the floor, excuse me, down through the building materials of your home or wherever you are, down through the ice, down through the soil, down to the center of the earth, to remind us that this is our home. And then just quiet, just be quiet. Just take some quiet breaths, pay attention to them, feel how they feel in your nose or in your throat. You can take this time to acknowledge the time of year that the earth is calling for us to be quiet and still. And although we may be getting antsy, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. It's time to be quiet and still. Use this time to remind yourself that there's a rhythm to whatever it is that you've got going on. And that when it needs you, it will present itself to you in a way that is very clear for what you're supposed to do next. But until that point, you don't need to go looking for what to do next. You just need to be quiet and still. And we can stay here for a few minutes, but I would also encourage you, because this is going to be a shorter video, to once this video is over, that does not mean you have to get up and go. You can still sit quietly and do exactly what we're doing. So we'll take a couple of more deep breaths here, but just don't rush. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and join me back here. If only momentarily, to, give yourself a little pat on the back for even giving yourself those few minutes. It's huge. It probably doesn't feel huge, but it's really huge to start giving yourself this every day. You'll notice a difference. You will. So thanks for being here with me. I hope that you found the time that you spent here worthwhile. If you can like the video, you can subscribe to this channel, you can share with friends, let them know that this is something you find to be helpful for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.